I'm sitting here and I'm thinking and I'm looking at a multitude of situations unfold. And it's sad to see that people do not understand or cannot clearly see the bigger picture. That not all people that get up on this thing have your best interests at heart. Uh, there are people out there that have an agenda. Uh, and that agenda uh, is to enrich and embellish themselves, to prop up themselves at the expense of you. And I tell people over and over again, these people are just like government. They cannot produce anything. They cannot produce anything. They have no track record of producing anything, but they sure can take. And you have to be careful out there. Uh, and in the name of the title of this video is going to be called uh, "You Think the Grass is Greener on the Other Side, but it ain't," or uh, "The Grass Ain't Green on the Other Side." And this is what we have. We have people today that are in their feelings, in their emotions, uh, and they believe whether all types of relationships. I'm talking about relationships between brother and sister, relationship between brother and brother, relationship between whether it natural or spiritual, or relationship between man and woman in relationships. And these people think that they are going to be disgruntled, or because things are not going their way, or because the way things are perceived is not does not line up with how they feel. They feel as though they want to go ahead and kick the traces. And this is an epidemic in society today. People do not have enduring substance. Look at the marriage rates. Look at the divorce rates. Look at people who just for because simply put, Tia Mowry. Have we heard this story thousands of times again and again? The only reason why she left this man is because she wasn't happy. Uh, it's sad. It really is sad. And see what happens that these people think that they're going to leave their relationships and thinks that the grass is going to be greener on the other side. People think that they're going to leave situations in which they are stable, in which they're not being physically abused, they're not being neglected in any way, shape, or form, but they feel as though because someone is from the outside is in their ear telling them uh, that the grass is greener on the other side. But when they get over there, guess what? It's been my personal experience through situations that's happened to me personally, or seeing other scenarios develop, whether it's friendship or relationships. These people honestly felt, because of their feelings and emotions, that the grass was greener on the other side. And now look at them today. It's amazing to be able to just sit back and watch and see uh, that the grass is not always greener. Nine times out of 10, it ain't greener on the other side. Sure, you may have to remove yourself from a dangerous situation, from a situation that is just truly not spiritually or emotionally healthy for you, or just flat out will endanger you or your family. Sure, does that exist? Of course it exists. It's always going to exist. Um, However, you better be sure where you're going is a better situation to where you're leaving. Because again, uh, I've seen it personally. I'm seeing it now. Uh, Folk thought that they were going to get a better deal. And it turns out that the deal that they signed up for is abject poverty. And this goes to another thing that I want to, just talk about on this video as well, is that, folks thinking that they're going to move out into the country and think that they're going to live this life that, how these pictures, right? You got these pictures of people saying, this is the life that I dream of. And it has a nice little cabin, and it has perfectly rowed gardens and perfectly manicured grass, and they have a little wood stove, and they have a little some chickens, and it's the CGI generated picture of what a homestead is. Um, and they get this image in their mind, and they move it. You know, it's amazing to see the majority of people, um, because building up a homestead where you know you have a place where, and I'm talking about the basics, where you have a roof over your head, you have a bed, you have a properly constructed home, you have uh, I'm talking about basic sanitation needs, basic facilities to house you and your family. You have situations out there where people are cramped up in a cabin, little small cabin this size. This is my little office cabin with a bed in it and a wood stove, but it ain't large. You got whole families packed up in this thing, not properly insulated, not nothing done, and they're living in total poverty. This is why I've posted pictures before of how the slaves lived in these shantytown shacks, with no AC, just a little pot-belly wood stove, no insulation. And it's happening again. I'm seeing it happen again. Uh, all for people that thought that they were going to get a better deal, that they were going to level up. When in fact, what they've done is leveled down and leveled out and are living below the poverty line. Um, it's pretty sad. It really is sad, because they made the wrong poor choice and decision. They chose to follow their feelings as opposed to follow the facts in terms of what needed to be done to preserve themselves and their families. And now they're jacked up because, see, there's no going back. There's no situation as to which I would turn around after. I'm just talking about me personally. Whether it's from a homestead perspective, from a family perspective, from a wife perspective, where she turned around and left, out there in that world struggling with inflation, cost of living, cost of housing, GMO, genetically off the chain, and think that they're going to turn around and come back here. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. And it's amazing. I tell you personally, my wife has had text messaging, can we come back? No, you can't come back. No, you cannot come back. No, you made your choice and decision. Go ahead and live in poverty. Go ahead and go back to the slums, that your family's living in, and that's where you will be for the remainder of your days. It's pretty sad to see folks leaving places thinking that it's going to be a better deal, and turn out it ain't. It ain't. You better suck it up and you better endure. You better go through the highs and the lows. Now, again, I do not advocate, nor have I ever abused, mistreated anyone, ever. You know why? Do unto others as you wish them to do unto you. Um, uh, and so nobody can ever pin that on me. It's amazing how, you can turn around and you can help out people, and the same people that you've helped out that are in a certain state, a destitute state, they turn around, those be the ones that burn you. Why? Because poor choices and decisions. This is why I always ask a person. I've been in all these scenarios before. Why are you leaving there? Why are you leaving this situation? Why are you leaving that situation? Uh, because it's important to understand what motivates people. Uh, because you're only hearing one side of the story. Uh, I'm at the point now, and I haven't done it years, where people destitute, broke down, or whatever. Because, see, people are in the situations they're in, uh, for one reason only. That I've seen, the primary reason only. They're in the choice, the poor choices and decisions that they've made is the reason why they're in the situation that they're in. And once you start asking questions, and then discerning the spirit of what people are dealing with, you can clearly see that these folks, they're not, they haven't learned their lesson. They have to learn their lesson, and they'll burn the shit out of you if you turn around and you extend a helping hand. Trust me, you don't want to do it. Um, folks, folks. Let me tell you something. Humanity is getting worse and worse and worse. We see the literal moral decline and collapse, the economic collapse of this society that we're living in, and the repercussions of it. The evictions are going through the roof. People have to work 2 and 3 jobs now to survive. People are stacked up like sardines in homes. People are struggling, and there is no out. There is no out. Uh, Word to the wise: make sure that whatever situation that you're in, if it's a good, stable situation, you endure. You endure. And you help to improve your situation by working as a family, a team, a community, a business, whatever it may be, because there's nothing out there. There's nothing out there. People are jacked up. And this is why you're gonna have the ravenous wolves that's gonna come and tell you how it's gonna be utopia on the other side. When that's a lie. You better be careful. It is a lie. If folk, and my thing is this, if folk think that it's gonna be the grass is greener on the other side, go on, go on. But there's no turning back. There's no dipping your hand and tasting whatever it is that you want to taste. It's like, I want to come back. No, it don't work that way. It don't work that way. Um, you better you better have signature guarantees, notarized republics. I mean, you better have everything in place. Because once it's done. Uh, Folks, I've seen this personally in my personal life. I've seen this through others. The grass, 9 times out of 10, the grass is never, ever greener on the other side.